Hey there, 8th grade. Welcome to today's lesson. I gotta tell you, I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today because we are going to talk about power. And no, not super strength, not the kind of power that comes from a battery, but the power of words. Think of words as the absolute most important tools in your toolkit. If you know how to use them, you can build incredible things. Great essays, persuasive arguments, and really meaningful relationships. But just like any tool, they're only powerful if you actually know what they mean and how to use them. So today, we are going to master the ultimate cheat codes for language, reference tools.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by talking about the power of words. Take a look at your pocket library. Go over 3 steps to mastery. Put those words in action, and finally, wrap up with what it means to be a godly learner. Sound good? Let's jump in.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of dictionaries and definitions, we need to set our foundation. Proverbs 18:15 tells us, "The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out." You see, as godly learners, seeking out knowledge isn't just something we do to get good grades. It's a biblical virtue. God wants us to be wise. He wants us to be discerning. And part of seeking out that wisdom is actively working to understand the world and the words we use to describe it.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the power of words and building your toolkit.
Look, I want to be super clear with you right up front. Knowing how to quickly and accurately find a word's meaning, it is not just about passing some vocabulary quiz on Friday. It's way bigger than that. It's about giving you the power to become a stronger reader, writer, and communicator in your everyday life. When you actually know what words mean, you aren't intimidated by difficult texts. You don't just freeze up when someone uses a big word in a conversation. You get the power to clearly express exactly what's on your mind and in your heart. Let's think about where this actually shows up in the real world. Imagine you're reading a classic novel, maybe something by Charles Dickens or C.S. Lewis. There is going to be some rich, complex vocabulary in there. If you know how to use your reference tools, you don't have to just skip over those words and lose the story. You literally unlock them. Or, think about trying to interpret a really dense science article for a research project, or even just keeping up when a guest speaker uses an unfamiliar word at church. In all these situations, knowing how to use reference tools gives you a massive, undeniable advantage.
Moving right along to Section 2, let's talk about your pocket library and the great debate, print versus digital tools.
Because, let's face it, you essentially have a massive library right at your fingertips. On one side, we've got print resources, your physical dictionaries and thesauruses, and these are fantastic for deep, carefully vetted, super trusted explanations. You never have to worry if a physical dictionary is giving you fake news. On the flip side, we have digital tools. These are all about speed. Plus, they give you multimedia examples and audio, so you can actually hear how a word is pronounced. So, which is better? Well, the absolute smartest readers don't just pick one. They learn to use both of them effectively to expand their vocabulary every single day.
Okay, let's get into the how-to. Section 3, 3 steps to mastery for finding word meanings.
Here is your specific 3-step mission for extracting word meanings efficiently. Step 1. Locate the word in an alphabetical source. Now, if you're using a print dictionary, don't just randomly flip pages hoping to get lucky. Use the guide words printed at the top of the page to quickly zero in on your target. Or if you're digital, obviously just type it into the search bar. Step 2. Read multiple definitions to find the context. A lot of words have more than one meaning, so you've got to read through them to figure out which one actually makes sense in your specific sentence. And Step 3. Check the pronunciation and the example sentences. This guarantees you don't just know what a word means for a test, but you actually know how to say it out loud and use it naturally in your own writing.
Now, a really quick but absolutely crucial pause here. When you are using digital tools, you have to ensure you're on a credible, trusted site. A wise learner always evaluates their sources. Just because some definition pops up on a random internet forum doesn't mean it's right. So stick to established, trusted dictionary websites, okay?
All right, Section 4, words in action. Let's see what happens when we apply these new skills.
Let's take the word bark. A dictionary is going to list both meanings for this word. Meaning 1, the sound a dog makes. Meaning 2, the outer covering of a tree. This is exactly why context matters so much. If you're reading a biology textbook about forests and you see the word bark and you decide to go with definition number 1, well, you are going to be really confused about why the trees are making dog noises. The tool gives you the options, but it's your discernment that helps you choose the right one.
And here's a great example showing the real power of digital tools. Take the word archaeology. It's tough to spell,
And honestly, if you've never seen it before, it looks pretty intimidating to pronounce. But with a trusted online dictionary, you don't have to guess. You can just click that little speaker icon, instantly hear the correct pronunciation in seconds, and completely avoid the embarrassment of mispronouncing it in front of a whole class.
Oh, and we definitely can't forget the thesaurus. Seriously, a thesaurus is like a power-up for your writing. Let's say you're writing an essay and you use the word happy. I mean, it's fine, but it's a little basic, right? You open your thesaurus, and suddenly it's suggesting words like joyful, elated, or content. Instantly, your writing is elevated. It's more precise, it's more descriptive, and it's just way more engaging for whoever's reading it. So we've talked about the tools, the steps, and the examples. But I want to pause here and ask you a deeper question. Why does all this knowledge actually matter? Like, why are we really doing this?
That brings us to our final section, the godly learner, and finding wisdom beyond intelligence.
Here at HeroesMart Academy, we purposely intertwine biblical morality with your education for a really specific reason. And it's this: education without morality can actually hurt. Just getting smarter, having a bigger vocabulary, or being more capable, that's not the ultimate goal. If you use your brilliant words to tear people down, to lie, or to manipulate, then you're misusing your intelligence. True intelligence, the kind God calls us to, is using your growing knowledge to make wise, God-honoring choices.
Let's look at Romans 8, verses 6 and 7. It says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." 8th grade, I want to challenge you to fiercely pursue academic excellence. Absolutely learn those big words. Master the dictionary. Read the classics. But as you do all that, keep your mind spiritually minded. Keep yourself centered on God, on truth, on wisdom, and on making righteous choices, because that is what leads to true life and peace.
All right, now it's time to take everything we've learned and put it into action. Go ahead and pause right here if you need to, and write down your homework mission for the day. You've got 5 tasks. Number 1, look up 3 unfamiliar words in a physical print dictionary and write down their definitions. Number 2, use an online dictionary to find and listen to the pronunciation of a new word. Number 3, find a word that has 2 totally different meanings, kind of like our bark example, and explain both of them. Number 4, crack open that thesaurus to find 3 synonyms for the word important and use them in sentences. And lastly, number 5, pick one word, look it up in both a print and a digital dictionary, and compare what you find. You are officially equipped. You've got the physical books, the digital tools, and most importantly, the wisdom to know why this all matters. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to carry with you today. As you build your vocabulary and master these tools, how will you use your words today to bring life and peace to those around you? Have an absolutely fantastic day of learning, 8th grade, and I'll see you in our next lesson.